All right, so today we're going deep into this idea of hypno-channeling.
Okay.
Have you heard about this?
I have, yeah.
So it's this whole concept that you can tap into like a higher consciousness through hypnosis.
Right.
And then channel universal knowledge.
Yeah, and it's often through like a specific energy or a being or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to be looking at hypno vibes today.
Okay, cool.
Naomi Shu's channel, hypno vibes.
I do, yeah.
And this session is really fascinating because it's all about the California wildfires,
Wow.
but through the lens of fire energy.
That's interesting.
I know it sounds a little out there, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
But trust me on this one.
Okay.
The insights that come out of it are really interesting.
I'm intrigued.
So they hypnotize Chris, and he's kind of like the conduit for this fire energy.
Gotcha.
And Naomi asks, what's the purpose?
Yeah.
What's the meaning?
Right.
What's the message behind these devastating wildfires?
And what does the fire energy say?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The fire energy suggests that these fires were actually called for.
Called for.
By the collective consciousness.
Like we had something to do with it.
Yeah, almost like we as a collective played a part in this happening.
Whoa, okay.
It's pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
And then it gets even deeper.
Oh, no.
Because the fire energy starts talking about how fire isn't just destroying like physical structure.
Right.
But it's also burning away old beliefs.
Yeah.
Outdated ways of thinking.
Yeah.
Even like stagnant emotion.
Oh, wow.
It's like this big clearing out.
Yeah.
Not just in the forest, but like within ourselves.
So it's like a reset button.
Yeah.
Almost like a global reset.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And, it's not about blaming climate change or forest management or anything like that.
Right.
The fire energy is saying the real transformation needs to happen internally. Like we need to look at what needs to burn down within ourselves.
Okay.
To allow for something new to emerge.
I like that.
So instead of pointing fingers,
yeah,
we're being asked to look inward.
So it's about taking responsibility
Cool.
for our own growth
Yeah.
and for the changes that need to happen.
And get this.
What?
This isn't just limited to California.
Really?
The fire energy suggests that similar things are happening all over the world.
Wow.
Like these aren't just isolated incidents. They're part of something much bigger.
Like a global shift.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the big question is, if these events aren't just random tragedies, but part of some kind of purposeful process, what does that mean for us?
Right. What's our role in all of this?
Are we just watching it happen?
Yeah. Are we just bystanders, or do we actually have a hand in shaping this transformation?
I mean, that's a big question.
It is a big question, and it's one that we're going to keep exploring.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
All right. Let's dive in a little deeper.
Let's do it. So it kind of goes back to what the fire energy was saying. The people who will really benefit from this are the ones who can see past the immediate, devastation. Right.
And see it for what it is.
Yeah.
Like the symbolic meaning,
So it's not about ignoring the suffering.
No, not at all.
But like how we choose to respond.
Exactly.
Like we can get caught up in the fear and the blame.
Right.
Or we can look for the opportunity for growth, even in the midst of all this destruction.
Exactly. It's like, okay, so what can I learn from this? What needs to change within me?
But what does it even mean to like benefit in this context,
Right.
I mean, no one wants to go through hardship and loss.
Yeah, no one's signing up for that.
Right.
But the fire energy isn't promising a life without those things.
Right.
It's more about like using those challenges to evolve, to grow as a person.
So it's not about escaping the fire.
No.
But learning to dance with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Become more resilient, adapt to change.
Yeah.
And ultimately understand ourselves and the world around us better.
Right. And I think those who are stuck in that blame cycle.
Yeah. They kind of miss out on that opportunity.
Totally. Because they're so focused on what's outside of their control instead of looking at what they can actually change.
Right. Exactly.
This reminds me of something Naomi talks about in her book, The Next Level.
Oh, yeah.
She's all about like taking responsibility for our own energy, our own consciousness, recognizing that we have more power than we realize.
It's true.
To shape our reality.
Yeah, and this whole fire energy thing really brings that home.
It does.
It's like our thoughts, our beliefs, our intentions, they can actually impact things on a global scale.
Whoa. Okay, so if we can unintentionally manifest destruction, like the fire energy is suggesting, does that mean we can intentionally manifest like healing and growth?
I mean, that's a great question. It's like if we can create the negative, can we create the positive?
Right.
It's definitely something to think about.
It is, and it's something that Naomi really encourages us to explore.
Yeah, to really dive into that.
This whole deep dive is making me rethink my relationship with the world.
It's not just something happening to us, right?
Yeah, it's not just something happening to us.
We're part of it.
We're co-creating it.
Yeah, whether we realize it or not.
Whoa.
That's a powerful thought.
It is once you wrap your head around it.
Yeah, for sure.
So if we accept that we have this power,
right,
the question is,
what do we do with it?
What do we want to create?
What kind of future are we aiming for?
That's the big question, right?
It is a big question.
And it requires some serious introspection.
Both individually and as a collective, you know? Like, what do we value? What kind of world do we want to live in?
And what role are we willing to play
exactly
in making that happen?
That's the key.
You know, these wildfires, as devastating as they are, they're kind of like a wake-up call.
Yeah, a wake-up call to become more aware, more intentional about the energy we're putting out there.
Exactly. And to take responsibility
for our part in it all.
This is a lot to unpack.
It is.
What else does this fire energy want us to know?
Well, there's one more thing I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
It's about how we see these events on the surface versus the deeper meaning.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's about, like, you know, not denying the reality of it,
right,
but looking deeper, like finding the hidden meaning. Yeah,
like one of those optical illusions where you see one thing, but then there's a whole other picture.
Yeah, you got to shift your perspective a little bit.
So we can focus on the tragedy of it all, or we can try to see it as a chance for like a transformation.
Yeah, to rebuild something better.
Okay, so with these California wildfires, it's not just about the loss of homes and trees.
Right.
But what else is burning away?
What's being cleared out?
Yeah, like on a symbolic level.
Exactly.
What old beliefs are going up in smoke?
Maybe habits that aren't serving us anymore. And this whole idea of like collective consciousness.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. If we can unintentionally manifest destruction.
Right, like the fire energy is saying.
What does that mean for us as a collective?
It's huge, right?
It's like we have this power.
Yeah.
But are we using it responsibly?
That's the question.
It's almost like a call to action.
Yeah, be more mindful.
Yeah.
Be more intentional with our thoughts.
Because we're all co-creating this reality.
Whether we realize it or not.
So we got to start looking inward. At our own beliefs.
Our own behaviors.
Am I part of the problem or part of the solution?
That's what we need to ask ourselves.
This deep dive has been mind-blowing.
It really makes you think.
We went from wildfires to collective consciousness.
To personal responsibility.
And the symbolism of fire.
It's all connected.
It is. It's amazing.
It's like a ripple effect.
So to wrap things up, we've explored hypnochanneling.
The wisdom of this fire energy.
And the power of our collective consciousness.
It's been a wild ride.
And we want to encourage you to keep exploring these ideas.
Yeah. Pick up Naomi Shu's book, The Next Level.
Yeah, dive deep into those concepts.
It's all that resonates with you.
Because you know what?
What?
The most transformative fires?
Yeah.
They might be the ones that burn within.
That spark that passion for change.
For a better future?
For ourselves and for everyone.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
Keep those fires burning.
I like to, this energy, whatever the appropriate energy. I did speak with the elemental energy last time, but this time it doesn't have to be this. It can be different energies for the same. There's a wildfire. It's still going, maybe for a while, and if the relevant energy can come and tell us a little bit more about the purpose of this, for more people to understand and not to be fearful. 3, the energy will come through. There's 1 coming through, 2, almost here, and 3. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
We're associated with the fire.
Why this happens?
Wanting this.
A lot of.
We're just complying with what you want.
I see. So you're compliant.
This has been called.
So what is the purpose? What do we need?
Norm is no longer the norm. Wait for something else.
What is formed?
Lives.
No plans.
Everyone symbolic. Those houses are being burned. Their home, place of comfort of home, of the fire to destroy that. Trouble now, but there will be beauty. Everything starts internally.
Is this the...
Whose threshold?
So, let's say, is this the beginning?
There will be more changes. This is not the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
This is a continuation.
Oh.
It's just more visible.
So why people, let's say 9,000 people or 9,000 structures or 10,000?
So major storms, fires, earthquake.
The fire to transform.
Lives?
Your base thoughts that you think of.
They
You can think of it as symbolic. It's all what's happening will benefit that do not, and blame the external.
Right. Yeah, there are a lot of, and they need to go with it. So this will continue.
Glad to be here.
So what invited you?
It called us.
Oh. So the collective consciousness?
That's right. It's not a one-to-one. I want this to happen. Allowed us to manifest, or it happening naturally. We're here. Accident.
Right.
There were sparks of it in New York as well.
Oh. And what?
It was more needed in the area we're in now.
I see.
There's a lot going on there.
What kind of things?
Part of it.
I think the message is clear. Anything else you want to let us know? Just more people to hear this.
That's what I said before. Are those that are transformative? To look within, meaningfully, the physical meaning.
Disaster.
Suffer the most.
I see.
It took some people as well with the fire. They
wanted to go?
That's right.
They wanted to go because?
Oh. The greater good.
Oh. And there's no death anyway.
They're still here.
Very good.